Senator from West Virginia, Mrs. Capito, proposes an amendment numbered 5382 to amendment numbered 5194.
Senators recognized. 2 minutes equally divided.
Thank you, Mr. President. This amendment would strike a provision that gives EPA $45 million in a slush fund to use 8 different sections of the Clean Air Act to regulate greenhouse gases. The EPA will undoubtedly try to use this money to develop rules targeting electricity generation, manufacturing, agriculture, and other sectors of our economy. This will be the first time that Congress has told EPA to carry out many of these Clean Air Act sections with respect to greenhouse gases. There is no doubt that EPA lawyers and environmental groups will point to this language when they try to convince courts to uphold future overreaching climate regulations. After EPA's recent loss before the Supreme Court on the illegal Clean Power Plan, we should not be providing funds to the agency that it will inevitably use to undertake more expansive and unauthorized rulemakings. This $45 million slush fund would be used to impose billions of dollars in regulatory burdens on our economy and increase costs at the worst time for consumers. This provision is bad for West Virginia. It's bad for America. I urge my colleagues to support my amendment. Thank you.
Mr. President.
Senator from Delaware. Senate will be in order.
Mr. President, the amendment by our colleague Senator Capito would strike $45 million in the bill that would fund EPA to use its existing Clean Air Act authorities to address greenhouse gas emissions. Our colleague sought to argue that this provision did not comply with the Byrd rule, but the parliamentarian rule that it does. We're now presented with an amendment to strike the provision altogether. EPA has lots of authorities and tools already at its disposal to reach net zero greenhouse gas emissions by no later than mid-century. The quickest way we can jumpstart government-wide climate action is to help empower agencies to use the tools that they already have. The $45 million in the bill before us would enable EPA to do just that. I spoke earlier today about the urgent need for climate action. We are witnessing record heat, more extreme weather, devastating floods on an almost daily basis. We should fund EPA to use all the authorities at its disposal to tackle the climate crisis. The urgency of the problem demands no less. I urge my colleagues to join me in opposing the amendment.
Question is on the amendment.
Have all senators voted? Does any senator wish to change his or her vote? If not, the yeas are 50, the nays are 50. The amendment is not agreed to.